300 bands, ET in the trap with killers.
Excuse me, you gave me corona. Excuse me. It's people that look up to me in that light. So how would I look if I'm walking around just, lackadaisical, out here drunk, cursing, swearing, disrespecting people? So, when you grow as a man, and I think growth comes from, the mistakes that you make, the heartaches, and everything that you've been through, negative and positive to help you level up. So I had to switch it up. And me coming here, being in Bahrain, now going on 13 months, I had a spiritual awakening and a spiritual growth. And I found out who I was as a man, And
that's amazing, man.
I feel like I can attest to your character, because I remember one time, bro, I wasn't even trying to dog your boy, but like GM2 on your boat. Y'all was working out. You posted a video of him getting started, and I was just like, tell him go down. Because I met him. I was on watch with him. He from Texas. I'm from Texas. So.
Who you talking about, Carol?
Nah.
Oh, you talking about
guy.
Jimmy?
Yeah.
Jimmy.
We was shooting shit. So I was like, man, tell him squat all the way or whatever. And then he was like, straight up just shut down all that negativity that I brought in the comment. Like, wasn't trying to be negative at all, but like it came off as negative. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then like you just shut that down, and that speaks to like how. Like you do live by what you preach, you know what I'm saying? You motivating and you like a positive input. Like I try to live from these three things I say, man. It's like keep smiling, stay positive, and keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to live by that.
You can't say trying, because trying is a noble way of accepting failure. So if you say,
damn man, don't be hitting me. Monuments to nothingness.
No, I'm gonna give it to you if you want to write it. If you want to write it down, you can. But
speaking facts, though.
Trying is a noble way of accepting failure. So if you live in your life every day saying I'm trying, I mean, okay, if I didn't make it, it's cool. I tried. We don't do that. Yeah. We say what we gonna do and we go get it. You know what I'm saying? Because we lions. We kings. We were born kings. We were enslaved kings. We're still kings. And now it's time to show the world that we're kings, because now all we're doing is we're believing in ourselves. You see what I'm saying? And what you said about that comment, I just look at it like this: like everyone started from somewhere. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, man, we ain't breaking you down, man. You know what I'm saying? We building you up, because that's what we do. And his form wasn't right, but he was on day one.
Nah, so I got you.
Everybody got.
I was just like, man, tell him to get down in there, man. On that squat, dog.
And you say you live by those, man, and it's something I live by as well. Similar to it, I feel like, everybody talk about me and say, oh yeah, everywhere you go we talk. You always talk to people. You run your mouth, you this and that, and I just feel like that's my gift from God, to talk. My gift of delivery. So if I go somewhere and I'm not talking and I'm not building relationships and building bridges with people, then I'm wasting my God-given time. Mm-hmm. And I'm one of them people that I feel like if you don't get along with me, something wrong with you. So I know who I am. I found out who I was through the grace of God. So when I look in the mirror, I know who I am. And I think that's a lot of people's problem. They are afraid to look in the mirror, because if they look in the mirror and they realize truthfully who they are, they're going to have another enemy, because they didn't know that they was that messed up. But I know who I am, so I'm content and conscious with my faith. I'm content with my spirituality and who I am as a man. So no, I'm saying that's what distance does to you in separation. And separation.
I'm going through it. Believe me, I know.
Yeah, it leads to elevation. I think that everyone needs to take a time off and get away from their reality.
I struggle, bro. I'm gonna be real. I do struggle. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like the whole who was it? The disciple. It was Peter, right? That
man, you better not be playing with that Bible, man.
Nah, but what I'm saying,
I'm gonna call your mama that.
Nah, but it was Peter that denied that knowing Jesus, right?
I don't know. You tell me.
That was.
What's your mama them number?
But like what I'm saying, what I'm saying.
Your mama was the church.
Nah. What I'm saying is he told him he would deny him 3 times, and
I'm sorry if I come off wrong. I want to say it was Peter. Because Peter later turned on Jesus, right?
I don't even want to get into it. I don't even want to get into it. But like I done caught myself before, man. I done like, to go back to what you said a little while ago when you was like, we all gods. Like I legit believe that, bro. Like I control my destiny. You know what I'm saying? Like you control yours. You control yours. You know what I'm saying? We all control our destiny, and we walk this life. We all have these morals, and we all live differently. But you know what I'm saying? It's a common ground that we all stepping on, that we all know. Like it's in you to know that, Like you here for the next man, next woman. Like you just here to fucking love that next person. Like why do I need to, believe or act a certain way if I'm just here to see the growth in somebody else? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and that goes back to what you just said about him with the form. Like, I think that's what God wants us to do. He wants us to be godly. Our job is to take care of each other, to take care of the next man. We don't do it because it's a checklist, but you do it because it's godly. You know what I'm saying? If I see an individual, like perfect example, I saw a young man, and I'm not gonna say his name, but totally out of shape. I believe he was oh my goodness. He was totally out of shape. And I asked about him, and I was like, man, who is this guy? And he was like, man, that dude fresh out of boot camp. I'm like, for real? And the guy that I was speaking with, he was like, yeah, man, and I'm like, nah, check it, man. Tell him I'm government muscle, man. If he want to get himself together, you know what I'm saying, he needs some workout tips or something, let me know. I say, fresh out of boot camp, nah, let me know what's up, because I'm not trying to say that's how I get my blessings, but I get this thing about it, when I can help somebody become better than I found.
I don't know, man. Like, I get that. My whole struggle with working out though right now, I had knee surgery 2 months ago now, and like I still ain't been back to where I normally was. You know what I'm saying? I can't get there, bro. I put on some weight. I lost some weight.
Right.
I ain't working out no more. I done lost all my muscle. Like that motivation just ain't there, bro. Cause I can't do the stuff.
Nope, you can't say you can't.
All right, I'm not doing the stuff.
You just said we are gods, we are men, we are kings. So why we saying we can't? Okay, go ahead.
Hey,
Happy Father's Day, by the way, to the fathers.
I'm
just saying I want to put that out there, because when you're a father, you can't say I can't.
All right, I respect that. I respect
that.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not doing the workouts and able to do it what I've been doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I haven't been running.
You haven't been running. He took the can out. He's like, I haven't been running.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, maybe he that particular person going through something that's like a mental block. You know what I'm saying? Like working out ain't for everybody at every moment. You know what I'm saying? People get on.
Well, you have your down weeks, and people, you get back up, man.
People get on their trends. Like I'm a prime example.
I don't think that you're right. You are a prime example, but and I don't mean to say it like this, and I apologize if it hit home, but at the end of the day, I think it's all about psychology.
Yeah.
Because
that's all it is.
When you're going through what you're going through, and and I'm not a doctor, I don't have a PhD. I'm working on a degree, but I'm at the point in my life, and we can talk about that a little later. But nothing against a degree, but I'm following my dream and my vision, and I think that a vision somewhat means a little bit more when you follow your dream, your vision, than an education, and that's something we'll talk about later. But I think psychologically, you have to control your thoughts, because when you waking up in the morning, your thoughts is telling you, oh, I can't do it, man. I can't not. You have to control your thoughts, and I think that once you learn how to control your thoughts, then that's what makes you a better person.
Oh no, I feel like my thoughts
is a wicked place.
But my thoughts, man, I fight and I battle with myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, fuck that. Today I'm doing this. I'm going to do this workout, and then, I sit on the couch wrong or something, and my damn knee fucking like, bro, I get like a sharp pain, and I'm like, nah, it ain't ready. It ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? So I let that physical pain interrupt that psychological growth.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
But again, it's your body, so you know what's best for it. But all I can say is just keep pushing. Because I think the worst thing that you can do as a human being is live your life like I woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah, that's the worst way to live.
If not giving it best effort, like you'll never have that story to tell. So every day you wake up, man. Again, I got a religion that I meditate every morning. I say my prayers and I go get it. So learn to be silent and just listen to your thoughts and talk to yourself, and then start your day. And believe it or not, I know it sounds weird, man, but a couple of people told me I was weird, and I told them I wasn't weird. I'm just in tune with who I am within myself. And I think that once you find yourself, you will never lose yourself, because a lot of us are lost and we're not woke. And everything that's going on in life right now, and the media and stuff like that, it's should wake up, and it is tough to do.
That shit hard to even watch, bro.
When you wake up,
it's hard.
It is. But if you never been in the dark, you'll never know what it feel like to be in the light. So I think I give praise to everybody that's going through something, because all that's gonna do is make them better.
Right.
You know.
All right, so you ready for me, man? Hey.
This man has to talk all.
Hey, I've been listening, man.
Listen, I'm
He
ready.
big talk, I'm big listener.
Big speaker,
man.
baby. That is me.
All right, so and Gerson can attest to this. I was representing you, all for it. But the thing that hit me the most with government muscle, and you addressed it today. Government muscle to me was, cool. He muscle. And he one of my people. I'm always support my people.
Right.
But
That's what
the thing,
the fist for. See the fist.
the thing that had got me and that threw me off a little bit at first when Gersie was telling me about you was government, and based on my run-ins with the law, everything, the government. Why would this man have used his stage to represent something that really ain't been that good to him at all?
Right.
But when I heard you speak on how you went back to your neighborhood, you pulled people out, you did this, you did right by your people. Under this platform, under the government, under what you were standing for, using what you stood for to amplify something that, in a way, oppress you.
Right.
And that was powerful to me. So I just wanted to speak on that.
I appreciate it. I think that's the key. You have to use the stage that you're given. You got to use the tools and the resources that you're given to help people, to bring people up. If I have that platform, why not run with it? Not saying that, I had this idea about, I'm gonna use government. I never thought about that. Again, I used to come through my own neighborhood, and I had the government vehicle, and I had the little peanut butter zone, and I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes I even jumped out and shot dice the 6-4, the 10-4 and the 6-8. I'm not gonna lie, the 6-8 I usually get that back. But anyway, and they like, man, here come BraBra, man. He the muscle for the government. I was always a big dude physically. He the muscle for the government, and it just kind of stuck with me. And then again, Fields, rest in peace his soul. We diddled and we daddled, and we looked at some logos, and we put pieces here, put pieces there. A few people we dealt with that helped bring the vision to light as far as the logo and different designers and websites. We made it work. And the biggest thing was, and I tell this to any small business owner or whatever you intend to follow your visions and your dreams, you got to lock it down, because a lot of other people will capitalize off of you. And that's what I've been doing. So I have my LLC, I have my trademark, I have my domain names.
But let's talk about
this is me. This is my business.
The merch you got, like we got T-shirts here and water bottles, hydration tools and stuff.
He's a hydration tool. Yeah, hydration tool. I'm not hydrating what they're hydrating on for. Just to let you all know that I'm fasting right now.
Slowly getting.
That's why I keep rubbing my face, because I'm trying to, bring the pigments out of my skin. But anyway,
but yeah, that's like we was talking earlier. You got some hoodies.
You know what? I battle with that.
You sleeping, man.
I am. I'm sleeping. I need
That's
to
what the
step
money is right
Well,
now.
they're not going to sell right now.
I'm gonna put a hoodie on.
Okay.
I know. Put a hoodie on. Be sweating.
People like working out in hoodies, so when they take it off, or they fill it up in the gym.
I'm taking mental notes.
You know what I'm saying? They fill it up in the gym.
Crew neck sweaters and hoodies, man.
I'm
I'll be on.
And you know what you need? Beanies. I wear a beanie anytime, bro.
Mental notes.
I'm a hat person. Like,
okay, that's what's up.
I fuck with beanies.
I'm taking mental notes, and I'm not gonna say what I can't do.
But
being overseas is a little different, because
it's hard.
You're trying to build a brand, and you're trying to find manufacturers, and then even when I was just telling you about it, it was like, you need to have what's that I needed to? I couldn't get on certain websites. I couldn't.
VPN.
I couldn't certain websites and things like that. So when you building, a brand.
But tell us what you got right now.
Oh, we got the dry fit green. That's the military green. We got the Desert Storm brown. Both of these. Yeah, he said Desert Storm. We got the Desert Storm brown, military green. This right here, we have the dry fit blacks. We're doing the cotton white tees.
I'm gonna have to get one of these.
Good quality. And also we got the red ones. And later on this week, I did female leggings. I put that out there. And basically what I'm doing, everything is a test run. And again, when you're building a brand, my gist of it is, I want to get the best quality. So anything that I sell you, that I give you, that you may purchase through Instagram, through Facebook, through Messenger, everything is 100% guaranteed. So if I ship something to you and you say, hey, it just didn't fit, I'm gonna send you that money back, or I'm gonna send you another garment to replace that, to ensure that it's not about the money.
Yeah.
I get chills when I can walk around the dusty streets of Bahrain, or see someone post a video, you know, of my brand in a video, you know, Instagram, Facebook. That does something to me that a complete stranger can believe enough into me to say, you know what, I don't mind spending money with you. And again, that goes back to what I say, that, you know, you have to carry yourself like who you destined to be. So I'm carrying myself like I'm $1 million dude.
I mean, shit. Like every time I see you in the gym, so like the muscle part, you doing that?
I'm small, baby. The shirts are dry.
Speaking about the gym, like every single time I see this man in the gym, we always conversate. You know, we always having like a 20, ends up being like an hour conversation or some shit. You know,
heart rate be
but
going
like,
down, but as we should.
Yeah. But I always take something from you that day. Like I always implement that in my life that day. You know, whatever you say to me at that moment,
I appreciate it.
I take it for real.
That's what's up. Man, you know what, man? Y'all gonna make me cry.
Bro, you done said a lot. You done said a lot of stuff that made me rethink like my whole little mindset, like in the now. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm gonna have to
what I've been struggling.
You
know what I'm saying? Like real talk, bro. You done said some shit that he done said that I took, and I was just like, damn, like where I'm gonna find, like, where's that battery in my back? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all both got one. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And the other episode when you said that, I felt that, man.
The rebuttal to what he just said is gonna be so dope. So I want you all to, like, if you can just hold on and stuff like.
Nah, like I'm not saying that I don't have a cause. You know what I'm saying? To I just haven't gotten that realization. You know what I'm saying? I haven't found. Yeah. Right. You get where I'm coming from.
Are you ready? I think where it comes from. Well, first off, to find that you got to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. And once you let him into your heart, he going to control your thoughts. And that reflects back to what you said when we were dealing with things and, you know, different things psychologically going on in your mind. You got to accept them in your heart. And I'm going to say, I remember a while back, and this kind of off subject, me and a good group of friends of mine, we used to always talk about like, hey man, men think with their mind and women think with their heart. We used to have like big conversations in my garage. Like we used to think this. Like I used to be like, men think with their mind, women think with their heart.
Makes sense to me.
How do you feel? How do you feel?
I feel like
you think men think.
I always separate. From what I.
Or you always.
How you feel?
You always got 2 or 3 outlets.
You feel so? You think that men think with their mind and women think with their heart?
Or I think
women
that
think. I think.
I can't.
I would say. I think women are a lot more emotional, and I think men are logically inclined to think 2 different ways.
Okay, what you think?
I think men definitely think things through, and women just play with those hearts, man. That's why they get hurt so much, man.
But we love our women, right?
Because I got to set the table right before I get cussed out. And this legitimately me. I'm not scared to feel emotion, but I know that if I make a decision based off my emotion, 9 times out of 10, in my cases, from my past, me making a decision based off my emotion ain't end well for me.
Yeah, it was always.
I always like to step outside my body and be like, how I'm gonna play this out.
Right.
So look.
So when you say mine,
you got to tell you.
When you say mine,
like
I'm finna like flip the script though. Like you talking about in tune like conscious mind, or you talking about an unconscious like your conscience?
No.
You get what I'm saying? Like that thought that
a conscience and a mind is 2 different things. We're talking
is
about
it though?
It is, and we can talk about that too. Because I
mean, we can get into it.
I'm into that. I'm into my faith and astrology. But so let me hit you with this one.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna hit you with this one before we get too far off topic. I'm sorry.
Topics.
Now, when I say so when I say men think with their mind, women think with their heart. I used to always think that subconsciously. And then when I started taking this faith walk and I started, getting more in tune with my faith and my spirituality, who I am, and I realized who I was as a man, I realized, no, men, we supposed to think with our hearts. The reason being because, again, when you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you accept him in your heart. Because, hold on, don't say nothing yet. This is finna get deep. Hold on. You got a belt on? Pull your pants up. Watch this. So with that being said, if you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior in your heart, it's not with your mind. Because guess what? The mind can be sick. The mind, don't say nothing yet. The mind the mind can be a playground for the devil. Idle man can be a devil's workshop. So why would you base things in reality or your life on your mind if you know that your mind can be wicked, your mind can think different thoughts, your mind can control your thoughts. If you don't know how to control the story behind your thought, then that's the problem. So why would you subconsciously think with your mind if you know that your mind can deceive you, but your heart will never deceive you? So any decision I make, any move that I make from now on, I move off heart. I move off spirit. When you told me to come, I'm sorry, you didn't tell. When you invited me over here, I sent you that message. We ain't got to say what I said, but right. I said, hey, look, man, I ain't really no wilding out type of dude, and this old age, I'm not, woo-woo. I said, but I respect y'all. This is my layout of what I'm not gonna do. You know what I'm saying? On camera, I don't do that, and I'm all about inspiring people, and this is how I carry myself to that extent. So with that being said, I move off spirit. If I would have walked in here, and the spirit wasn't right in the energy, I would have tried to say, all right, fam, I'm gonna holler at you. Because guess what? Because I'm moving on spirit because I accepted God in my heart that's how I feel. Like right. Spirit and energy will give you something. Another analogy, your parents arguing, right? As soon as you walk in the room, they stop arguing. Don't you feel something? Yeah. Can't you feel that?
You feel tension.
You feel tension. Your mind is not feeling the tension, right. But that's the spirit. That's what I move on for. I'm not trying to convert you.
I mean,
I'm just trying to.
It's all good,
man. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, honestly, bro, I done had talks like on my last boat. I started a Bible study and like we would meet. You know what I'm saying? We would meet and do this and that, and talk about it. But like it was so many questions or like so many like it didn't happen enough. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like so, I see where you coming from. I'm hearing everything you putting out, bro. Cause like that's something that I want to get more in touch with. Like, I got my Bible right there. Actually.
As you should. As you should.
Saying? Like, I try to read it.
Try it. Go trying again.
My man. Yeah, you're right.
Get you the Bible app, and then every day at the same time.
I got the Bible.
It's gonna say ding, and then you can just look at it. Oh man, I forgot. Then it's gonna give you
a. But like one thing that lately I've been struggling with, like with everything that's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not enough literature put out there by people like us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
What do you mean when you say us?
All right, so I'm gonna just give you like a wild example, right?
Yeah.
You got a rich white man, or not even rich. You got a suburban white man. He grows up to write a novel.
Caucasian.
Yeah, Caucasian.
2020.
You got a suburban Caucasian, grows up in the suburbans, never has a struggle, never has an obstacle, right? He writes this book.
I know a few of them.
He writes this book on how to get rich, on sticking to a plan.
Get rich.
No. Like writing out a plan. You know what I'm saying? He got this book, How to Get Rich in 10 Steps. Do this, do this, do this. Never once encounters an obstacle that interferes with step number 2, step number 3, step number 4, right? Then you got a black male who reads this book. He's on his way. He's at step 3. He hits an obstacle that, you know what I'm saying,
won't let him go back, number 4.
Make him go back to 1.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? He's hitting all these struggles, and it's like, I'm following all the steps to get there. You know what I'm saying? That's my struggle with like literature, stuff that's written. Like, it's not enough put out by people who endured the same kind of struggles that I have. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead.
Me personally, bro, when it comes to that, I feel like you know who you can relate to. It ain't about it. It's good to hear different aspects from different people.
I mean, and I respect that too, because like, if we go back to what we talked about earlier, I got out of my neighborhood. I experienced a bunch of different avenues, religions. Like, my best friend in high school was Persian, like fucking from Iran, like Palestine.
Right.
Legit, you know what I'm saying? My best friend. Then I went to school. My school district, international school district. That's what it's called now. Like, I went to school with Filipinos, fucking Asian Americans, African Americans, fucking kids from Nigeria, white kids.
What school was it?
In Houston, Texas. A-Leaf, Houston, Texas. And like, but what I'm saying is like, yeah, there's a lot of avenues and you can see a lot, but it's still, people still grow up differently. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think that's the world. But when you say it's not enough literature, are you saying in regards to it's not enough books written for us? or are you saying?
I'm saying
there's not enough people talking about.
I'm saying
topics that need to be.
I'm saying personally, people who grew up like myself, I haven't really indulged in like their experiences, their growth. You know what I'm saying? Like you, for example. You know what I'm saying? We kind of
don't use my age either.
No. I wasn't gonna say.
They're still stuck on the age.
You've been around a lot of people. You've been around the hood. You've been around.
I wasn't gonna say your age, but I can definitely say like our upbringing. We probably hit some of the same fucking obstacles. Same, you know what I'm saying? I went to high school some nights, some days with no lights on. You know what I'm saying? For a week straight. I don't know if y'all been through that, but what I'm saying is you were more likely to go through that than fucking the guy who wrote a New York Times bestseller. Right. You have a business. You don't have a book. You get what I'm saying? Right. So like, say you put a book out for somebody like me to read. I can relate to that better than I can relate to. That's all.
So he's got an Instagram and a Facebook.
Nah, but like that's all I was getting at. Like that's why I struggle with reading stuff. You know, people was like, you know, you get your knowledge from reading and books and
you everything you saying I understand, but you another thing too, man, it get to the point in life that, man, you get your knowledge from opening up. You know, you get your knowledge from exposure. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know, don't just be the person in the room. You know what I'm saying? Be the energy in the room.
No, I feel you, bro. Like I got a lot of avenues out here. Like I'm not trying to like, you know, counter your arguments, but no. Like I'm out there, bro. Like I played softball every weekend that I could here. You know what I'm saying? I got, like I said, I got friends of all fucking ethnicities.
And you know what that has done to you? That broadened your horizon, not even just on life, but again, different ethnicities. So, you know, one day when you may have a child or something like that, you're giving it to them from different avenues. I have kids. You know, my daughter, you know, is my angel. I love her. She's 13 years old. My son is 8. Before the Navy, I never had a job in my life. Like I sold rocks. Like I'm really, I'm one of those guys. But again, through the grace of God, you know, 16 years in the Navy now, and I'm making it look easy. You know, I had my stumbles and my struggles and my shortcomings, but I never had a job in my entire life. So with that being said, now that I'm not gonna say I'm successful, but now that I have a different avenue, being in the military, and I had that avenue before of growing up in the streets in Chicago from the West Side. Mm-hmm. So now when I teach my kids, I don't have to expose them to that, but I can teach them.
You can tell them.
This is what knowledge. Your dad went through.
Yeah.
This is where I come from, and this is where I become. So now they have, you know, two sides of the world that they can value.
Yeah,
you know because when I talk to my kids, it's no Google Gaga.
But you see what I'm saying though, like that disconnect though. You know what I'm saying, with our ethnicity and our people is that's for your kids.
Right.
What about the other kids? You know what I'm saying, like that don't have that father like you. You know what I'm saying?
That's that part of life that taking care of each other. Because everything you just said, you're right. But now that you know that they're missing that void, you be that void, and that's what my brand represents.
I mean, that's eventually where I want to be too, bro.
I'm that void. You know what I'm saying? I'm that guy that grew up in Chicago, that dropped out of 2 high schools, that mom and dad had the divorce, that saw my best friend, you know, killed at 17, that saw good friends killed, that saw to the point that they got locked up, that never had a job, that struggled with anxiety, that struggled with depression, that struggled with alcoholism. The struggles and everything that I went through in life, that I was in my darkest place, in my darkest moments, and then what God did, He took me out that darkest place. He set me down. He gave me a silent season in which I can just hear Him. I listened to Him talk. I accepted Him, and now I'm sitting at the table because you told me that time with the gun that you just said. So now I'm here because you had a gun and you made me come here. Now that's a joke, but you see what I'm saying?
But
everyone has a story.
He put you here for a reason.
Exactly. So everyone has a story. So it's all about when you say what you say, you're right. But now you have to be that void. Now you have
to. I respect that.
Put that battle in someone else back. Because
if
you don't do it, because if you don't do it, then guess what? It's never gonna get done. And everybody gonna walk around and say, "Oh, a change gonna come." No, a change ain't gonna come.
I mean, shit, bro. Honestly, bro. Like my goal is to write a book before I leave this fucking country, bro. Hey, I got the. I'm
I'm
already
finna
started.
I got him now.
I ain't say I can't. I ain't say I'm trying.
You know.
That's my goal.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's gonna happen, bro.
The time that you was sitting on that couch talking about how your knee was hurting, you could pull that pen out, right?
Hey, don't worry about
See?
it, bro.
Don't worry about it now. The book is under construction.
The book is
Yeah,
gonna be
that's
written,
what's up.
fam. I'm serious.
I believe in you, man.
Cause I mean, that's my ultimate goal in life is to give back to the kids who, you know what I'm saying, that have dreams, ambitions, goals, and they don't know shit about them. You know what I'm saying? I was that kid. My mom said go to college. She said go get a degree, be better than me. That's what she said. And what I do, I got a degree.
And how did you feel when your mom told you, nothing against your mom, but how did you feel when your mom told you to go get a degree versus following your dream?
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, it's for you. This for you. You know what I'm saying?
For you. And that's where we as humans, we have to get out that stigma of doing it for you. You have to do it for you. And one thing that I'm going to take, and I take pride in what I'm putting out, that I'm not going to force my kids to go to college.
Nah, I respect that.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to find out what's my kid dream and what my kid vision is, and I'm going to force that. Because I can push my kids to go to college and be $100,000 in debt. Well, if I find out their vision, if I find out their dream,
but
that's what. Hold on, let me hear me out. If I find out their vision, and again, I'm not nothing against your mama.
No.
But I'm saying if you find out your child dream and your vision and their ambition, and you invest in that, you don't invest in companies, man. You got to invest in people. Because you can invest in that company.
That's right. That's
if I invest
right.
in my child, and they say that just their dream, they want to be government most of the time too. Guess what? I'm gonna invest in the dream because the education gonna be there. Because it's a lot of billion-dollar corporations. It's a lot of billionaires that don't have degrees. And I'm not knocking the degree.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
I'm not knocking that.
you gotta find out what you're good at and what you want to do. And I think that
I'm 100% in agreement with you on that. Like a degree don't mean like you gonna make money. You know what I'm saying? Like my whole thing is like, and nothing against you pushing your kids to do what they want to do, right? But like so many. And I keep going back to a community view, right, of our people, is we push our kids to be these great athletes and like, but we not pushing them, we not, as parents, our people aren't pushing kids towards these fields of education where people are needed, where people will make money, like nobody in this current generation is going to school to be a doctor or dentist. Like all them fields are like hurting, bro, because people are getting rich quick from YouTube, Instagram,
stocks,
being a model, stocks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And like, but like black people are consistently pushing their kids towards being an athlete. You know what I'm saying? Like with this Black Lives Movement that's happening right now, is all these like D1 basketball players is talking about going to a HBCU to play basketball instead of a D1 school. But it's like, bro, you going to school for an education. You know what I'm saying? Like that should be the focal point. You know what I'm saying? Basketball is a luxury, it's a privilege to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
but I think
I don't know, that's just me though.
But you know, I agree and I disagree, but you got to think about it like this. When you born and you raised in the hood, and your mama working 2 jobs, and your sister watching you, and you eat cereal with water.
Hey, I know it.
Hold on, when you eat cereal with water with a fork, and for them you got oodles and noodles. For lunch you had the chicken flavor, and for dinner you had the beef flavor. So with that being said, why not? So psychologically, why you won't think that your family gonna push you to go and be successful in what you know, to be that athlete, because that's all they know little Johnny to do is to dribble that basketball. Because if they knew better, they would do better. But at the end of the day, we have this thing about ourselves.
But still, as that star, athlete,
we want that quick success.
As that star athlete, you still get introduced to tutors and all of this other stuff, extra like shit that regular students ain't getting. Right. But we neglect that, bro. And it's like, I don't know. I just feel like African students that I grew up with in Houston are all pharmacists, doctors, and lawyers.
Because their family.
Listen, and all the black kids I went to school with, myself, I'm in the fucking Navy. I got friends who ain't got jobs with college degrees. You know what I'm saying? We ain't using our shit. these kids are. Like, what I'm saying is, our culture is not about that, you know what I'm saying, go have a plan. It's either you get rich or you gonna struggle.
Right.
Like, I feel like that's what gotta change.
Right.
You gotta expose yourself, bro. At the end of the day, what it comes to is, if I know 5 out of 5 people in this room want to be a basketball player, I gotta tap into myself and say, 5 out of 5 in this room not gonna be a basketball player. What I can do to set myself apart, that'll both set a platform for me to be better and stop the bottleneck on my people.
But how many people think like that, bro? Not everybody. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what you call.
But it's a self thing.
It's a
Everybody
chosen
not
few.
gonna be here to.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Not everybody
be
think
here
the
to
same,
preach
bro.
to you.
Not
If
everybody-
you're looking for people to preach
just-
to you every day.
I'm
you
just,
gonna be lost.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, that's what I see is the struggle in our
Right.
community.
But what you
know
said
I'm
is
saying?
it's the
and
chosen
the reason,
chosen few.
and then they go back to the reason why, like, I don't really get into like reading literature and shit like that because
See,
it don't
you
come
need-
from.
So at the beginning, so what you just said is, how far you push yourself for somebody to extend a hand for you?
What do you mean?
How far do you push yourself for somebody? I only got this much of a wingspan. How much you gonna reach for me, brother?
I mean, I'm here, bro.
I'm saying in general, bro. As much as I love my
But, like,
people, as much
To go back to what you said earlier about what your mom said. What your mom said? You said it was something about people. I forget
If
what
you're
you
not
said.
losing friends,
if you're
you're
not
not
losing
growing.
friends, you're not growing. My boy told me, like, and the shit was true as day when he said it. He's like, people are only around you when they need you.
Right.
And like, after he said that shit, bro, people started dropping like flies from my life, from, you know what I'm saying, from the movement we were making. Like, that shit it's how it works, bro. Like,
Right.
everybody needs somebody. You know what I'm saying? If what you doing ain't working for me, why am I gonna continue to help you?
I'm gonna agree.
You get
to,
what I'm saying?
I'm gonna agree to disagree
I got it.
because at
Nah,
that case, people can say, "Oh, you in the military now? You gotta, because when people talk about you, they don't say, "Oh, you got a business, man. You doing your thing." In our community, they say, "Oh, you in the military now? You got your luck business." You know what I'm saying? They always hit you with the luck business. I find it funny, but I look at it like this: it's not that I changed; it's just I'm matured. And that's just what it is. It's growth. Nothing on God's green earth stays the same. The weather
that's
don't
true.
nothing stays the same. If
I don't have a problem with
stay the
growing away
same,
from people. You know what I'm
something
saying?
is wrong with you. If you every day you waking up and you consistently the same, you have a problem because nothing on the earth stays the same.
Yeah,
So,
because I mean, to go back what I said, like, if you trying to grow constantly, like, you keep putting out shirts,
right.
and your partner,
Never
this-
gonna stop.
say you got a partner, right?
Yeah.
He ain't produced a new logo. He ain't sold more than 5 shirts the last 3 months. Why would you continue to keep him around you? When you got a customer coming to you to buy shirts for people. You know what I'm saying? You got a customer
Right.
that's coming to you every week. Yo, I got 10 people, they want a shirt. I'm gonna buy 10 and I'm gonna go sell them to them. That dude right there is making you more money than this partner of yours. Why would you keep him around?
They ain't about the money.
I'm let me hit him with this one. I think it's this. I think we sometimes as people is you can't let your loyalty. You can't get your loyalty confused with your common sense.
What?
My common sense says if me and that partner, man, he ain't bringing nothing to the table, and he's saying, okay, he lacks a daisical, and I got this dude that he's copping 10 shirts, but then he double juggling and doing what he doing.
Mm-hmm.
See, we think this thing that is called loyalty. Oh, I'm not telling, I'm not snitching, I'm not tricking. This is my man.
Right.
Your man gonna be the same reason that you're never
That
going
you
to be
fail.
successful because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
guess what? You're afraid to venture out. So with that being said, we can be friends, but I can love you from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Because I love myself more than I love this friendship. And
That's
I know
all.
mine,
That's
you know
all
what
I'm saying, bro. I'm just trying
So
to.
some
build,
people,
I'm
you
just
know,
trying to
For
Some people
example,
you gotta cut them off.
this podcast, you see the first episode. I'm not saying no names,
bro.
You can say
but
it.
now you say like,
I'ma
look
the
who's
first-
sitting at this table right now. These are the people that about it. That's why I picked you. You feel me? So I'm
Right.
grateful.
Right.
There's not going to be a lot of people that are going to ride with you. They're going to have the same goals that you have. Like me and him, you said about energy.
Right.
I give him good energy. He give me good energy. Like if I'm, on the ship with the cookies, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Tay, don't eat no more cookies, man.
Right.
One cookie's enough. Not
man, I ain't
you
had a
know.
cookie in a long time. I'm making me want some cookies now.
And I'm gonna get so.
I'm gonna be back in the gym.
This is my question for you.
Tomorrow.
I'm not putting a ceiling on your success or anything. I just want to know the day that you wake up and visualize, okay, my brand is the exact epitome of me. What day or what would that look like when you feel like that your brand is the exact representation of what your morals are?
That's a good question.
That's a deep question.
The day you wake
That's a
up,
good
you
question,
say,
man.
you know, my brand is me. My brand is actually, it's not. I'm not building it no more. It is me.
You always gonna build though, regardless.
But
I get what
can
you're saying.
still
I get what you're saying.
let you
When you at that point, when you know you at that point where
I
shit,
feel like Apple don't hit
my
the
brand
plateau, bro.
finally speaks for
I ain't
itself.
putting a ceiling
Know what
on.
I'm
I'm just saying when it's
I said Apple.
I mean,
He said you always grow. That's all.
I'm a, you know, and honestly, and I don't even know if this the
Right answer.
the right answer.
There ain't no right answer. It's so you.
I don't think I'm ever gonna stop, because at the end of the day, like, I think growth is evident. You know, when you want to be successful, I don't think that it's a plateau or ceiling of success. I think what's gonna make me and inspire me when I can see complete strangers, when I can see government muscle, LLC brands giving back to the community,
Right.
youth, boys and girls centers. You know,
I mean, bro,
helping with people in
you
shelters.
across the states, bro. Like,
You know,
this shit fine.
people
Even different
believe in the
countries.
visions. I mean, well, I don't think it's never gonna be a ceiling on success, because this is something that I live by. So it's like I'm always want to inspire myself to do better. So I don't think it's like a plateau. I want to do as much as I can while I'm on God's green earth. So when I do further go, you know, when I do pass away, I have a legacy. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm doing right now is all about a legacy. My legacy is my son. My legacy is my daughter. I want them to say, okay, well, this is what my dad, you know, built. He built this brand. He gave his blood, sweat, and tears. This is his vision. He wanted to inspire people. He brought people closer to Christ. He gave back to the community. Man, he did youth organizations, back to school drives. This is what he did. Let me continue that. And then they're going to continue it. Then they're going to continue it. Then they're going to continue it. And
Just
then
spread
before
it.
you know it, it's like, you know, this is something big. This is, we own something. So
Man,
I don't
that
think
shit-
that it's never going to like stop. I'm going to keep pushing. Like,
Just a little sidetrack, man. I watched that the first American millionaire female woman, that Madam C.J. Walker
right.
on Netflix, man. Like, when you tell your kids you want to leave that legacy, you know what I'm saying? That's all she aspired to do, was
That's it.
to build that and have it, and then leave it to her daughter.
And toss the
you know what I'm
torch.
saying? You know?
Right.
Pass the torch.
Because I just think Jadakiss said it best. You know, we're going to live for our kids and die for ourselves. I don't want my kids to see the scrutiny or undergo what I had to go through. I don't, and nothing against the military. I don't want the military to be an option. But me, it was one of them things like, man, I still remember when I went to the recruiting office, you know. I told them, I said, man, I got to get out of here, man. I'm going to end up dead. And I left 16 years later. So with that being said, I don't want my kids to feel like this is their only way out. And nothing against my parents. They did the best that they can do. But growing up in Chicago, we never truthfully wanted to be like Michael Jordan. We wanted to be like Lil Michael with the 24s with the gold chain. You know what I'm saying? With the females hanging out with him. So that's what I want to be. I want to be that one that break the barrier, that say, you know what? You ain't got to sell drugs to be successful. If you a hustler, get some money outside the hood. You know, and I think that's what we fall victim to, because when you that young black man, you don't have that positive role model in your life. That's all you looking up to is little Johnny with the gold chain and the
Bruh.
rings and stuff like that.
I wrote a fucking
Why we more concerned with the cars and the jewelry, but we not concerned with the investments. You know, the long term money, the laundromats, you know, the car dealerships, the buildings, you know,
the tire shops,
you know,
that
stuff
go
like that.
on
So
that motherfucking car.
that's what I want to do. I want to teach my kids generational wealth. I want to get away from the generational curses and build generational wealth.
Yeah.
So everything that I do, actually, you know, I got my daughter. She's 13, and man, that's like, you know, well, both of my kids, I love them. I love them the same. I love them unconditional, but I love them different. And I told this to my daughter because, again, I don't have Google Gaga conversations with my kids, because I want to be as transparent as possible, that they know, like, hey, my daddy real. You know what I'm saying? They look at the tattoos there, you know, and I'm not glorifying it, but, you know, I love tattoos. My body is my body is a tribute to what I believe in. My body is a mural of everything that I believe in, the people that I believe to help me get to this pinnacle of my life. So when I talk to my kids, it's no goo goo gaga, right? So I want my kids to understand what I'm doing and what I'm building. So even with, everyone that buys a shirt, if they, cash out me or Zillow or Vimo, it goes into an account that me and my daughter share. So I break everything down to, hey baby, this is what daddy costs for daddy to manufacture a shirt. This is the profit that I make. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna flip this, I'm gonna put this back into this, and this is how we do this, and this is how we raise this. So I'm teaching her, because in Chicago, they didn't teach us about, financial literacy. They didn't teach us about generational wealth. But one thing that we did hold on to was the generational curse. And I want to be that burden, I want to break that burden to teach my daughter. Okay, yeah, mommy and daddy not together, but this is what my daddy doing for us. You see what I'm saying? So this is, like I said, it's a legacy I'm building, man. It's bigger than the t-shirts, man. It's bigger than the brand, man. Like, this is who I am. This is who I aspire to be, man. Like, it's the best feeling in the world when a complete stranger, and I'm not big on social media. I'm not big on Facebook. I don't even know how to work it. I'm learning these avenues. But when somebody can message you and say, hey, thank you, that quote made my day, I was going through this, that's what drives me. That gives me energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it do to somebody else, but it gives me energy. That make me say, you know what? He like that. Let me write another one that's better than that one. Because that's what I move off of, the energy. So, again, everything I'm doing is for my kids. I don't want them to suffer. Like, I just want them to be well-educated, well-spoken, young Americans that know how to handle themselves in different situations and around different ethnicities. And I got a son. He's going to be a black man one day. I need him to know how to walk in the image of his father because I created him. You know what I'm saying? And even to this day, I always tell him, what's your job? He's 8 years old now. Take care of my mama, take care of Naya, which is his sister, and be a better man than my dad. And he can repeat that. That's his job. You can get all the Jordans you want, shorty, but that's your job right now. And that's what I'm standing by. And I always tell him, when he mess up, man, before you do anything, think about what your dad would do, what your dad would say, and what would God say. And that's how I'm building, you know what I'm saying? But I done, which is jig, the same, but I love you different. What you mean, Dad? I said, when my son grow, I want him to fall. I want him to fall. I want him to fail in life. I want him to fall. And when he falls, I'm going to be there to help him up because I think as a man, he has to fall.
To get up.
To get up on his own. That's growth.
Harder and harder.
You know what I'm saying? Because life, they don't care about you falling. You're a man. You fail, come on, shorty, get up. I got you. But as my daughter, you will never fall. Every time you fall, baby, daddy going to be there to catch you. You see what I'm saying?
I always tell my folks I have a daughter, she won't touch the ground.
Oh no, my daughter.
And they don't understand. They be like, but you got a son. I'm like, I know.
Yeah, my daughter.
my son gonna be harder than hard, but my daughter will never touch the ground.
She ain't touching the ground. My
You
daughter.
got anything to say?
I feel like that's a black man fucking just.
Yeah.
If you watch any
You got
TV
anything
show,
to say?
the fucking Fresh Prince, the Huxtables.
Right.
What was the one, Steve Urkel? Like,
Right.
the sons always dealt with, trials and tribulations, and the daughters just, spent daddy's money.
No, I'm not saying it to the extent, and I don't want to contradict myself. My daughter will spend my money. Whatever my daughter wants, she's gonna go get. Let's get that out the way. But what I am saying is that I'm teaching my daughter the value of money. I'm teaching my daughter how to be successful. I'm teaching my daughter how to build a brand. I'm teaching my daughter how to invest in her dreams and her vision versus saying, okay, I want to go get a degree. I'm teaching her all that because at the end of the day, I always tell my kids, nobody cares that your daddy sell t-shirts. Nobody cares I'm in the Navy. When you walk out my home that I built for you and your brother, nobody cares about that because the world is a wicked place. That's why you got to stay prayed up. That's why you got to stay 10 toes down. And that's why you got to walk with your chest high, to the sky, because people around you, because you got the nice clothes that I'm giving you and I'm providing for you, they gonna hate on you. They don't, they might be less fortunate, God forbid, but they don't want to see nobody else because that's what our culture do. It's called crabs in a barrel. They don't want to see you successful. So guess what? So that means I got to start working hard to provide for my kids because someone else don't want them to be fly. I'm gonna hit you. They can't have no drip. You know what I'm saying?
I never use that word today.
Nah. My daughter just texted me. My daughter just hit me.
They got the sauce.
My daughter texted me the other day. She said, "Dad, I don't think you know my drip." So I'm going hard for mine, man. Like I ain't stopping.
Posters, man.
He talking about.
I just ordered some too.
He talking about coasters. We talking about life.
Nah, hey man, that like shit was fire conversation, man.
Man,
like legit conversation. Like you done said a lot of stuff that touched me like mentally, touched me in my heart. Like legit, bro. Like
that's what's up. I appreciate you.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it. And
nah, for real, like real talk, bro. I don't get this interaction. You know what I'm saying, from my peers often.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't sat down and talked for what, good 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I think
but like to have, you know what I'm saying, you come on and then
different outlook.
Share your testimony, share your drive, share your family outlook, you know what I'm saying? It's just that's more it's heightened that experience.
It
adds on.
And I think that's part of the problem, us as men. You know, we don't know how to open up because subconsciously we're taught that we have to be strong. We can't be a punk. We can't cry. We can't do this. We can't be vulnerable.
I'll cry to y'all.
Yeah, I mean, as you should. But at the end of the day, like I said, you know, we have to be able. If we don't set a pedestal that we can open up within each other, then guess what we do? We tend to hold it in. Now we're dealing with alcoholism. Now we're dealing with depression. Now we're in a dark place. You know, because we don't know how to put our feelings on the table because we're afraid of what the next man might say. But subconsciously, when you get in tune with who you are as a person, as a man, then there's no one that can tell you anything because you are them, you are I, and I am him. You're you. Nobody can take that away from you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you just got to tap in. And like I said, being out here, man, it just had me tap in so many different facets of my life that I knew who I was. Now, I got this thing called faith. I'm untouchable, shorty. What's next? What you say, hoodie, stretch pants? They on
shit, man. Hey,
I want
got any outro questions or anything like that?
I just wanted to put out in closing. I just wanted to let you know personally, bro. I'm a believer in you.
Oh, appreciate it.
Hey, real talk,
appreciate
man.
it.
Go get it. Go get it.
It's different when you can sit with somebody selling you merchandise every day, and you can be like, you know what? I'm a bad because a little $20 won't mean nothing to me, and it means something to him. But when somebody can give you the ins and outs, can really dissect what they about, it make their product or what they doing and who it do it for me that much.
Made it work.
Right. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I appreciate it.
I appreciate you for having coming here tonight. But
bro, you need to go ahead and get a website.
If you get on the description, his name is John Davis. It's gonna be a link. His Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Shout out to him, and then you can DM him, message him, Facebook, Instagram.
The Instagram is GOV Muscle. I have that one, and also have a GOV Muscle too. The Facebook is John Davis and no laugh, but it's my nickname, parentheses, BraBra, right? BRA, parentheses. And currently, like I said, we still working on them links, man. We still working on the websites, but I just don't think there's no room for failure or error. So, you know, even if you want a shirt, merchandise, you could DM me, PM me, text message, whatever you want to do. Everything is 100% guaranteed because, again, it's not about the merchandise. It's about believing in the vision. So if any of the garments don't fit, if you have any issues, you ain't got to post it. You ain't got to tell the world. All you got to do is let me know. And it's another one already en route because, like I said, I believe in my vision, my brand, and it's 100% guaranteed. Blue magic.
We appreciate it.
Appreciate your time.
Appreciate y'all.
That's Barely Buzzed. We out. Stay buzzed.
Barely.
Got 300 bands.